Hi, today is Tuesday, and this is Emmy at the Startup Vlog. I'm always, I talk pretty much about work here, and I'm a runner. Well, I run. I run when the weather's nice, and so I feel bad for what happened in Boston. There's so many volunteers working on it, and then just someone to have attack it and make people scared to attend and to make it more difficult to have large gatherings like that. I think it's actually a really sad thing, and yes, my thoughts go out to those people involved and the families affected. This week I have some meetings set up to meet with people who want to collaborate with my project, well, the part that they know about. So I need to meet with them and make sure that we don't have any kind of conflict with the larger project. So then I have to explain, because I don't put any of that on the site because it's not of any interest to the artists really yet. So we've had some really good feedback for the gallery, for Friday Gallery. So what I'm doing now is Wednesdays I post adverts, like things people want or need or call outs and that kind of stuff for exhibitions. And then Thursday is what you can do in Munich on the weekend. And I haven't quite decided yet how to organize that. I thought about organizing it in a different way than it's usual, so that you can do like a tour of the different galleries. Because for me, that's always a thing. I want to see more than one, but I never know where they are. So I thought about doing that, organizing it in like a little, here's what you can do in like 3 hours. Like spend your evening going to all these different things and seeing the different artwork and not just getting stuck at one. But that only works if they're in the city. So I'm looking into that, seeing how that would work. And then on Fridays we have the picture gallery, which shows the artwork from the different artists. Hey, yeah, just lots of work. It's amazing how work just kind of starts escalating. It's fun work though. And like I mentioned yesterday, we might be doing an exhibition for YouTube artists. That would be so much fun. I would be having so much fun setting that up. You guys, you deserve it. All of you who do art and then create a YouTube channel, you totally deserve to have some kind of recognition for that. Because it's work. I had a seminar on Sunday for some coaches in the US, and it was talking about new media, and one of them told me, she's like 80 years old. She's old. Well, maybe not 80, but she's old. And she was like, oh, this is so boring. And she said that out loud during the webinar. And I was like, oh, I knew this would bore people, because it was like so, it's the technology part. It's not the fun part. It's not the content creation. It's all the little nitty gritty, like how to open the blog, what to put in your blog, how to log it into Facebook, what to put on Facebook, all that stuff, which, I could probably have blown a horn or put a red nose on and make it more exciting. But I'm like, I needed to have these people have as much content as possible, because I was not going to do another webinar for them, because this wasn't a paid webinar. This was, they requested that I do it, and I'm like, okay. And I just shoved as much information as possible in there, and I knew this was overwhelming for the woman. And she apologized to me later, saying she was just overwhelmed. I'm like, I know. I know that I pretty much just dropped you off on the deep end, but if you're only going to have me talking to you for a little bit of time, you'll want me to drop you off on the deep end, because I will not be there to answer every one of your little questions. Not at the price that I charge. They're not going to ask me questions every 5 minutes. So I needed to give them as much content as possible to try to get them going, because I wanted them to understand that each of those coaches had a total ability to create their own network using Facebook. One company was using it instead of an email list, and it's a totally different thing. And I was very surprised that they had that assumption that their Facebook page was like an email list, because it's absolutely not. Facebook is an advertising and marketing place, and to build up a community and an identity and a feeling, but it's not your resource for archiving your data, nothing. If you want people to remember things from like a month ago, do not use Facebook for that, because they can't find it. They physically will not. I think maybe 1 out of 100 will go back and scroll and try to get backwards. It's just a total, like, your candy for the day. It's like your sugar rush. It has nothing to do with, it's almost impossible to find things on Facebook. It's like that kind of stuff, like data and content. It's just not geared for that. And this company, I read the article, I think it was on TechCrunch, and they were talking about how, oh no, Forbes, I think it was Forbes. Oh, you know, we didn't spend our money on an email list, we spent our money on developing Facebook. And then they were really upset, but I think that they were misled as to what Facebook would do for them. If you need an email list, you create an email list of dedicated people who love to buy your content, your product, whatever. It's a totally different thing. Totally different. And you should not confuse the two of those. I don't like email marketing. I think it's kind of annoying. I don't like it when I receive it. I usually just delete it. And it really pisses me off when it's like, they have like, the CEO of the company is contacting me. And then you realize it's generic spam. It's like, oh. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I just got a webinar. Somebody sent me a webinar or a workshop that they had attended for email marketing, and I read it, and it's basically saying your sentences need to be short, you need to use simple words. Basically, you need to act like your customer is stupid. And I thought, you know what? If I get an email like that, which is basically talking to me like I'm stupid, it's gone. It's gone. I don't even read it. And if you sit there and you say, oh, the CEO's talking to me, and you put the signature on the bottom, it pisses me off even more because it's not the CEO. I'm the CEO of my company. I am not going to go and send those emails out. I don't want you to have this perception that I have a personal relationship with you. I don't. You know, and if you came walking into my office, it's a different thing. I know you. I know you. So I dislike those, and I dislike getting them, and I get it from a couple of companies that I like. And I won't even read that. I won't even read it. I'm like, I won't read it. You know, the company that I like the most because they're so honest about this is Moo.com, because they say, hey, the computer's contacting you, and I love that because yeah, it is the computer. The computer is sending me a message, and I love that. It's like, yes, the computer. And once I get to the point where I'm big enough that this is an issue, I am going to have my computer talking to people, saying, hey, it's the computer. Big, you know. My company is totally like targeting you and making fun of it because that is the real thing. That is the real thing. And I read Moo.com's emails because I know it's the robot. It's just that other stuff, that false personal, oh, you know, making sure it's a relationship because you're misleading. And Chris, one of the bloggers who organized this whole thing, he talked about that, misleading people with stuff. And marketing, I think when you're misleading that way, for me, it's not very... I don't like it. I would rather you be honest, you know? And I love Moo.com because Moo.com is freaking honest and they're funny. They're funny about it. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.